Elizabeth is a middle-aged woman working as a junior high school teacher. From the outside, people might assume a teacher would naturally be responsible and nurturing, but Elizabeth is the complete opposite. She's careless, disrespectful, and constantly mistreats the students. Most days, she curses at them, avoids teaching altogether, and simply puts on movies to pass the time. On top of that, she often comes to work under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Elizabeth has only one real goal in life: to marry a wealthy man and drain him of his money. She's a classic gold digger. At the moment, she's dating the son of a very rich businessman, and everything seems to be going her way. Confident that she's secured her financial future, she boldly quits her job at school, convinced she will never need to work again. But her fantasy collapses the moment she gets home. Her boyfriend and his mother are waiting for her, and he immediately announces that he wants to end the relationship. He finally realizes that Elizabeth only cares about his wealth and has no genuine feelings for him. He even exposes the fact that she has been stealing money for months from his wallet, his office, and even his mother, just to buy expensive things for herself. Elizabeth tries desperately to deny it, but he refuses to listen and storms out, leaving her stunned. Suddenly, Elizabeth finds herself with no money, no fiancé, and now no job. She swallows her pride and returns to her old workplace, the junior high school, asking to be rehired. On her first day back, she immediately crosses paths with her longtime rival, Amy Squirrel. The two exchange snide remarks and passive-aggressive insults, making it obvious that they have always despised each other. Elizabeth then walks into her classroom, where the students are surprisingly happy to see her return, but she remains completely indifferent. Instead of teaching, she sits down and starts eating breakfast. When the students ask her to begin a lesson, she ignores them and puts on the movie Stand and Deliver, insisting it will magically improve their grades. After that, she pulls her jacket over her face and takes a nap right there in class. During lunch, Elizabeth reconnects with the only person she considers a friend at the school, Lynn, another teacher. They talk about their lives, and Elizabeth reveals her new plan. She wants breast implant surgery so she can look more attractive and catch a rich man. Meanwhile, we're introduced to Russell, the school's gym teacher. He has had a crush on Elizabeth for a long time, but she never pays attention to her. He lacks the one thing she cares about: wealth. Things change when a new substitute teacher, Scott, arrives. He's young, handsome, and most importantly, wealthy. As soon as Elizabeth hears about his financial background, she begins plotting. She accidentally bumps into him, flirts, and casually gets him to reveal that he's single. Scott explains that he recently broke up with his girlfriend, even showing Elizabeth a photo. When Elizabeth sees the ex's large chest, she becomes jealous and immediately assumes Scott prefers women with bigger breasts. That pushes her even more toward the idea of getting breast enhancement surgery. She goes to a clinic and starts filling out the paperwork, but when she hears the cost, $9,000, she stops instantly. Elizabeth doesn't even have $50 to her name, so the dream feels impossible. That night, she calls every friend and acquaintance she knows, trying to beg for money. But since everyone is well aware of her manipulative nature, they all refuse to help. As a last resort, she calls her ex-boyfriend and demands $9,000 as compensation for breaking off their engagement. He also refuses and cuts the call, pushing her deeper into frustration. The next morning at school, while Elizabeth is killing time in class, one of her students asks if she'd like her car washed. The girl explains that their class participates in an annual charity car wash event every year, and it's usually a lot of fun. Elizabeth doesn't care until she hears that they earned $6,000 the previous year. Suddenly, she becomes extremely interested and asks which teacher supervises the event. When she learns it's her arch-rival Amy, she becomes annoyed but refuses to miss this money-making opportunity. She marches straight to the principal's office and starts seducing him with her appearance. Once he's completely flustered, she casually suggests that she should be the one in charge of the event instead of Amy. Enchanted by her, he agrees without hesitation. The next morning, Elizabeth arrives at the event wearing the most revealing outfit she can find. She washes cars dramatically and splashes water all over herself, attracting the attention of every man around, including a police officer who gets so distracted he crashes his car. Elizabeth then begins asking the men for extra donations, claiming the school desperately needs the money for its students. To her surprise, the tactic works. By the end of the day, they've made around $10,000. She gives half to the school and secretly pockets the other half for herself. But Amy quickly becomes suspicious and storms into the principal's office, accusing Elizabeth of stealing school money. The principal, who is using the bathroom at the time and extremely irritated by the intrusion, refuses to act unless Amy can provide solid proof. The following day is the school's annual parent-teacher conference. As expected, a long line of angry parents gathers outside Elizabeth's classroom. They confront her one after another, demanding to know why she never teaches, why she constantly plays movies, and why their children aren't learning anything. Elizabeth brushes them off with a dismissive, "Don't tell me how to do my job," offering no explanation or apology. When the meeting finally ends, one father privately slips her $200, asking her to give his son special attention. This sparks a new idea in Elizabeth's mind. She proceeds to meet each parent individually and accepts money from nearly all of them, promising personalized help for their kids. With this new scheme, she gets much closer to her goal, now only $2,000 short of the amount she needs for her surgery. Despite the extra money, Elizabeth continues being irresponsible. She barely teaches, keeps rejecting Russell's romantic interest, and ignores her students' progress. Meanwhile, Amy begins getting closer to Scott, and the two start spending time together. Their growing bond infuriates Elizabeth, who becomes jealous and resentful. One day, Lynn tells Elizabeth that the school will host a competition among teachers. Whoever gets their students to achieve the highest scores in the upcoming state test will win a $5,000 prize. Elizabeth becomes thrilled. This is the final amount she needs for her breast enhancement. Determined to win, she finally takes her job seriously. From the next day forward, Elizabeth completely changes her daily routine. She arrives early, orders the students to open their books, assigns homework, gives daily exercises, and doesn't allow them to chat during class. The sudden shift shocks the entire class. Their grades improve significantly, but with the state test only days away, it still doesn't look like they'll be ready in time. Desperate to secure the prize money, Elizabeth decides to cheat. That night, she dresses seductively and visits Carl, the state official responsible for preparing and distributing the test questions. She flirts with him, arousing him instantly. He invites her to his home, but while he prepares himself in the bedroom, Elizabeth spikes his drink with sleeping pills. When he drinks it, he passes out immediately. She then searches his belongings, finds the test questions, steals them, and gives copies to her students the next day. When the test results are released the following week, her entire class achieves outstanding scores. Elizabeth wins the $5,000 cash prize, finally securing enough money for her surgery. She books the procedure without hesitation. However, the very next day, she discovers that Scott has officially started dating Amy. The two appear deeply in love, sending Elizabeth into a furious spiral. Her plans keep being ruined by her rival, but she refuses to surrender. Soon after, the school organizes a student field trip supervised by Scott and Amy. When Elizabeth hears this, she devises another scheme. She injects an apple with chemicals that cause severe allergic reactions and leaves it on Amy's desk, knowing Amy eats apples every day. As expected, Amy takes a bite without thinking. By evening, her face is swollen and covered in rashes. Fearing she might infect students, the principal removes her from the trip and assigns Elizabeth to take her place. On the trip, Elizabeth uses every chance she gets to get closer to Scott. That night, the two even sleep together in secret. Meanwhile, back at the school, the enraged and jealous Amy becomes determined to destroy Elizabeth once and for all. She sneaks into Elizabeth's classroom, searching for evidence. The drawers are locked, so she switches Elizabeth's desk with her own and convinces a janitor to break it open. Inside, she discovers the stolen state test papers, exactly what she hoped to find. Armed with this evidence, Amy runs to the principal and accuses Elizabeth outright. This time, the principal believes her but explains that he can't take serious action unless Carl corroborates the story. So Amy immediately visits Carl and blackmails him. She threatens to expose his involvement with Elizabeth unless he confesses everything publicly. Terrified, Carl reluctantly agrees, Meanwhile, on the field trip, Elizabeth is having a great time with the students. She even helps a shy, bullied boy gain popularity by giving him one of her undergarments as a lucky charm. Russell witnesses this and is impressed by her unexpected kindness. He approaches her later, complimenting her generosity, and she responds by praising his sincerity and appearance. Their moment of connection is abruptly interrupted when Amy suddenly shows up, smirking and telling Elizabeth she'd be arrested soon. Realizing Amy found the stolen test questions, Elizabeth quickly forms a counterplan. Once Elizabeth returns home, she pays her roommate to deliver a package to Carl. When he opens it, he finds several nude photos of himself, taken by Elizabeth while he was unconscious. She demands that he deny ever meeting her in exchange for keeping the photos private. Now Carl is being blackmailed by both women, and after struggling to decide, he chooses to lie for Elizabeth. When the case is reviewed again, Carl claims he never met her. Elizabeth then steps forward and accuses someone else of using drugs in the classroom. She already knows Amy switched desks, and while the lower drawer held the test papers, the top drawer contains narcotics, which Amy never realized. Police officers arrive at the school to investigate, and when they search Amy's desk, they find the drugs. She is immediately arrested, bringing an end to the fierce rivalry between the two teachers. In the final moments, Scott approaches Elizabeth and asks her out, telling her he genuinely likes her. But in an unexpected twist, Elizabeth rejects him. She explains that she already has someone better, someone caring, honest, and handsome. She then turns toward Russell and kisses him passionately, beginning a sincere relationship with him. Elizabeth even cancels her breast enhancement surgery, choosing not to chase wealthy men anymore. The story ends with Elizabeth promising to finally be a serious teacher, dedicating herself to helping her students succeed academically from now on.